Let's go. Streaming data free on the MTN network in South Africa.
This is Omni Sports.
T's and C's apply.
Bafana Bafana lost 2-2 at home. I mean, they drew, but you know what I mean. It was a 2-2 loss as far as I'm concerned. The PSL is finally here, and Gayton says the honeymoon is over at Safa. Once again, the man who has wished death upon Orlando Pirates, but they survive beyond him. Brad Jakes, of course, legendary, iconic journalist and host of Inside SA Soccer right here on Omni Sports, joins us this morning. Brad Jakes, let's start with the Bafana Bafana draw against Uganda at home. No Ronwen, no party. That's what it seems like.
Listen, it's yeah. I mean, I don't want to say we lose because, or we don't win because Ronwen was not there. But yeah, I think Hugo Broos made a blunder there. He should not have started with Veli Mutwa, but these things happen. I said before the match that Sipho Chaine was the form goalkeeper. He had been playing for longer, 5 matches, and he did very well. You are playing at his own stadium in Orlando. He would have been my man to start, but these things happen. It's still early on. I think we can recover from that loss.
How good is Ronwen? Because, you know, before we move on, sometimes we don't celebrate our own as South Africans. We try and do this. We think there's prizes for humility. But he's now one of the 10 best goalkeepers in the world. And not because we say that. He is obviously in the Ballon d'Or award, for goalkeepers. How good is this keeper?
He's good. I mean, think of it. He was the best goalkeeper at the Africa Cup of Nations. He was Africa's number 1. In the AFL, he was goalkeeper of the tournament. He's taken Sundowns to the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League. He is currently the best goalkeeper in Africa, and the fact that he is nominated for the Ballon d'Or just speaks of that. And you are right. We sometimes we don't celebrate each other enough in South Africa, and like you say, it's that whole humility, be humble. And when you say you are good, a lot of people see it as arrogant, especially among the black communities. But I think it's a great achievement for Ronwen to be mentioned. I don't think he will reach the top 3. I would love for him to do, but just to be in the top 10 in the world, it's not in South Africa or the whole world. It's a huge achievement. And yeah, it's a pity, though, that over the years, there was once a time when there was an opportunity to go overseas, but it hasn't materialized. And because I think that would even see him get even much, much better.
Yeah, I guess it would, but an incredible achievement. But let's move on to matters stateside. Obviously, Ronwen Williams, for those who don't know, is injured, unfortunately. And if you didn't see the calamity in the first Bafana game, where I still maintain they lost 2-2. It was a 2-2 loss at home against Uganda. Ronwen is out. They are in South Sudan tonight. How tough is this game going to be in South Sudan?
I wouldn't say too tough. I think the first challenge is the match is being played on AstroTurf. That's a little challenge. South Africa have not had enough time to train on it. If you remember when we played on AstroTurf in Rwanda, we failed to win there. Although Hugo Broos was saying, they showed they can play on AstroTurf when they managed to beat Liberia, and he thinks they should. It shouldn't be a tough match, honestly, based on what I saw against Uganda, especially the ability to come back from that being 2-1 and still draw the match. I think we should be too strong for you, South Sudan. If we cannot beat South Sudan, I think I'll agree with Gayton McKenzie. Everybody must go. If you can't beat South Sudan, surely, I mean, think about it. We have to beat South Sudan. I am saying, I had Kevin was saying earlier on, Uganda won 2-0. We must win 3-0 to go top, because you want to go against, as Hugo Broos had planned, you wanted the 6 points to go against the Congo in those back-to-back matches as top of the table, because once you get 4 points against the Congo, you are literally through to the qualifying thing. You'll qualify for the tournament.
Jakes, just how different is it playing on Astro compared to normal grass? I mean, I've played on both, and the ball seems to skid on a little bit more because they have to water it down, obviously, because that's otherwise Astro gets destroyed, and also it tends to take a lot of skin off your knees when you fall.
Yeah, and the players will tell you. Apparently, it's even harder on the bottom of your feet. I've never really played on AstroTurf, but when you, especially South African football, we like to hold the ball, to control it, to short passes and all that,
Yeah.
and that makes it a little harder on AstroTurf because the ball just goes much quicker than you want it to. So your passes tend to be, you don't have as much control as you would on a normal grass.
Yeah, so it's basically we're playing indoor soccer now for an AFCON qualifier. What's going on here? But we have to win tonight. I will not accept anything less, as you said, just like Gayton McKenzie. Well, what will be the key tactically tonight, Brajex? Where should we be looking to get our advantage? Where do you think we can impose ourselves on South Sudan tonight?
Look, I think as you saw against Uganda in the opening match, we can control the match. We can have the ball. You've got Mshishi. We can do that. The key is just to find that finishing touch. It's a serious South African problem. We enjoy knocking the ball around when we should. The team is there for the taking. We don't punish. I think we need to be ruthless up front. We need to score goals. And I think the challenge is who is there to do that for us. I think Lyle Foster against Uganda was just not fed enough. We need to get the ball more to Lyle Foster for him to score the goals because, he's clinical. You give him the opportunity, he will score those goals.
Yeah, and South Sudan have been quite clever in hosting this game at the stadium where the temperature's 34 degrees. The pitch is going to be a little bit sluggish. So they're going to try and slow the game right down because Bafana want to play at a high tempo. They want to get the ball up quickly. So you watch, Sudan will spoil, they will trip, they will waste time. It's going to be one of those ugly games, I think. But Bafana then can make it pretty. But if they can play on the counter.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about hosting. You do what works for you. You host them at 3 p.m. when it's very hot. In the press conference yesterday, they asked Hugo Broos that particular question, but he said, look, in terms of temperatures and all that, they've played in very similar conditions in the past, and he believes they'll be able to handle that.
Speaking of Hugo Broos, he's brought back some dignity, I think, to the Bafana jersey, obviously with the AFCON performance. But why does it feel like he's not being fully embraced, man, by SA, even though the results have been so good? I don't know if you get that feeling, but I get the feeling like we have hands around the man.
Sunny, I'm one of those. He's just not a likable guy. I don't know why. There's something about it. I promise you. I find him a bit on the cold side. Hey, slowly he's coming out of his shell a little. In the last press conferences, he made some jokes. I heard him, just exchanging friendly banter with the journalists. But he has this. There's something very cold about him. He, like I say, just not likable. But yes, the job, he has done it. He's turned Bafana Bafana around, and I believe he's going to continue doing so. He's becoming arguably the longest serving. He's what now, on his third year, and I think he will last unless, as Gayton threatens, we might, But he's done very well. Bafana Bafana are a team you want to watch. Yes, we should have won against Uganda, but there was a semblance of good football. You enjoyed watching them, especially when they tried to come back to equalize. So I think it's just him. It's not the results that he's not putting out. He's just not a likable person.
So there's a book called Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and in it it's written by Douglas Adams, and in it they use the word Belgium as a swear word. It's the equivalent of the F word. So maybe that's what he is. He's just another Belgium.
Belgium.
07 88 77 Brad Jakes, who is the host of Inside SA Soccer, and of course iconic and legendary journalist, says Hugo Broos maybe just isn't likable. Let us know on 07 88 77 16. What is it about Hugo Broos that makes him so, as Brad Jakes says, unlikable? Let's move on to your friend Gayton McKenzie. He has given Danny Jordaan that ultimatum to say he is not going to wait until kingdom come for results. He trusts the rugby, but he's not happy with what's happening in the hockey and the football. Should we take anything that Gayton is saying seriously in your mind? Do you like what he's saying? Do you like how he's delivering the message? He's been quite blunt for a minister.
Yeah, says somebody who was dancing up and down next to Danny Jordaan at the stadium. I watched the match, sitting right there next to Danny. He was in the dressing room posing with Danny and the Blubner boys. I don't know. Politicians like to say all that. And I mean, I found it strange. He says, I'm supporting them. How is he supporting SAFA? What is he doing for SAFA? The ministry doesn't really do much for South African football. They don't really give them money unless we are bidding to host something. So it's all about clickbait. A lot of these guys, they see the microphones, the phones these days when the youngsters put them in front of their faces and they'll say all the right things. Yes, it's nice that for once somebody is telling Danny to get his act together. But the reality is, what can he really do? Can he really fire Danny Jordaan? Chances are he won't. We all know just how much FIFA frown upon government involvement. Although, in a lot of African countries it happens. I mean, you have this current case with Cameroon now, where the sports ministry books a hotel for the team when they go to a match, and then the FA books the hotel as well, and the team chooses to go to the sports ministry. But in South Africa, since we went back to football, the only time there was sports ministry's involvement was when the late Steve Tshwete instituted the Picard Commission of Inquiry. But Gayton is just, look, he's making noise, really. I don't see that.
I hear he's going to be releasing a new song soon. And it's going to be called, Danny, are you okay? Are you okay, Danny? You've been hit by a smooth minister.
Yes, no, he might do that. But listen, it's too early as well. Yeah. I mean, we drew 2-2, and for him to start saying, I told them to deliver. I think we will qualify in fact, I believe we will qualify for the Nations Cup. The World Cup, we also should qualify. I think, as I said, Hugo Broos is a very good coach. He's proven himself, and I think we will qualify. Gayton just saw the mics, honestly, and he had to say something.
And he had to do his thing. Okay, let's bring it closer to home, and we can all, I think, breathe a sigh of relief. Finally, the PSL is about to kick off. Project, I just want to ask you this. Give me your top 4 in the PSL and how you see the season going. Because finally it's here. The real deal is here. PSL.
Yeah. Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, maybe Cape Town City and SuperSport United.
In the top,
I think Stellenbosch
as your third team.
Top 4. Cape Town City might be in. Yeah, I think so. Look, I think here's the thing. I think Stellenbosch should be there, but my bit of worry with Stellenbosch is how they do in CAF. If they progress to the group stages of the CAF Confederation Cup, I don't think they will make top 4. But if they get knocked out now by Vita, which is possible, I think they will be in the top 3.
Wait. And then who's getting relegated? Because we know there's one guaranteed team to get relegated. Who's the one team that you see?
I think the Royal AM are going down. I think there's just a lot of trouble. That club cannot put together. There's been 2 matches played in the Diski. They can't even put together a Diski team, a reserve league team. I think they are not going to do well this season. It's them, and Polokwane City are also going to struggle. But I think Royal AM will go down.
Really, you think this is their year to get relegated?
Yeah, I think so. Look, there's quite a few clubs that, if I had my way, should not even be in the PSL, just based on how they are run. Royal AM, it's like a toy for some person with lots of money. There's a club called Polokwane City that is just a joke. Everything they do, you're like, what are they trying to do? They have had a coach who's sitting there who has not been, this guy has been caretaker for, I don't know for how long. He just goes to work. He doesn't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah, so, but I think Royal AM are likely to be relegated.
Look out for Brad Jakes on Mum Keys' reality show as she addresses this matter with him directly, because she is not scared to let you know. Brad Jakes, what's on Inside SA Soccer today?
Look, it's Cup of Nations. There's some drama. Mo Salah is out in France's town with his Egyptian buddies waiting to play against Botswana. But where are Botswana? Somewhere up in the end on the continent. They were stuck in Mauritania. So we don't know if that match will happen. We will be talking about that and looking back at the matches. But I have an interview with a player you would really like, Andre Sibola, Locales Lekker, super sub. But we are talking PSL, and he's an analyst for the matches that happen. He's a specialist on Limpopo football, and we're talking just the prospects for the Limpopo teams. So yeah, that's Local is Lekker on our show later on.
Local is Lekker indeed. What a player he was inside SA Soccer, only bringing you the legends as guests. Join Brajex a little bit later. Brajex, appreciate you for your time this morning. Coming up on the other side, World Cup winner, father, and inspiration. We'll get into our inspiration feature of the day.
Let's go. Streaming data free on the MTM network in South Africa.
This is Omni Sports.
T's and C's apply.